Right, go, give yourself space, then the next lot go. Okay, next.
Hi, my name is Wendy Smith. I've been at Norwich Road Runners for coming up to now 19 years. For my day job, I'm a security officer, so running is my kind of release. I went to actually the local running shop, went into the bargain bucket to get the clothes, single mum, not much money, and my first ever race was Wroxham, one of the Wroxham series. I didn't know anyone at all. I turned up, ran, went through the line and picked this medal up, and I was so excited. And I thought, oh, okay, I could do this. And there was some people who were older than me, and they absolutely wiped the floor with me.
I just ran it as fast as I could, and I sort of just enjoyed it as it got longer distances and faster times ever since. My name's Kiara Hamis, I'm 17. I was one of the first 4 junior members of Norwich Road Runners. There needed to be a junior club that was accessible for everyone, that wasn't just for like the elite, and like the younger kids could come in as well. I always thought that I took every PE lesson like it was the Olympics, but really I was just enjoying it, and I was just trying to get better at it for something I really liked.
And you know, when you're out there running, I mean the other morning when I was out running and I saw a fox, it was really lovely, it just sort of shot across the road right in front of me. So I said, "Morning, fox." Okay, well, I'm Mandy, and I'm a middle-aged sort of wife, mother. I work in an animal sanctuary office, and my main sort of passion in life is long-distance running, including ultra running and marathon running. I entered the London Marathon for 1988 and got a place, and that was probably my second race, which probably wasn't a very good idea to step up straight away to the marathon. Generally speaking, there wasn't quite such the boom in running in those days, so a lot of the training I did on my own.
It was just a tonic, it was just, it just helped. But now I'm a grandmother, and I now take my grandson to the park run. Kingsley was born, he was 14 weeks early, so I really had to look after him. He's been on long training runs when I was training for Stork 30, so he's done 15 miles with me in the buggy, doesn't complain, and it's lovely.
It was a beautiful day, and it was just a bit windy, and me and my mum just ran it and took pictures along the way. We just enjoyed it. We didn't run it for a time or anything. It was just that enjoyment of running together as just me and her.
My first ultramarathon in 2011 was in Norfolk, and you ran all the way from Weybourne all around the Norfolk coast. It's 100k, so I rather leapt in at the deep end. I didn't feel very well before I started. I had a rotten cold, and it was a freezing cold, hailing, raining end of October night, day and night, and I completed it. And then I was really ill afterwards. I had a chest infection. My body was really suffering because I hadn't built up gradually to it at all. But I kept going, and I finished in quite a reasonable time in the end. And then the Peddersway was just a 48-mile race, and I loved it. I was third lady and really loved it. And once I'd done that one, I'd really got the bug again.
When I first started with the club 19 years ago, there was very, very few women, really outnumbered by the men, and now it's equal, and perhaps that may even be slightly more females, I don't know. But it's great to see so many women embracing that they can come out, they can come to a club.
And then more and more girls joined, and it just grew from there, and it's nice to see a lot of faster, younger girls coming through as well as younger boys, so it's that mix and that unity I guess we have all together, especially as 2 of our coaches are female.
In the 100 miler I did last year, I was really unwell at about mile 71, and I was sick about 4 times, and then I think I sort of actually more or less crawled into the aid station, and all the sort of our marshals looked at me, and the first thing I said was, I'm not giving up, but I need some help.
At the start of the race, I just sort of block everything out, and I think about one thing, and it doesn't matter what it is. It could have been something I've done that day, or it could be one of my friends, and I'll just think about that one thing, and that's what will get me through the race.
Okay, right, let's go. I really want to get going now. And then you hear the countdown. First mile, let everybody go, and you need to just get into your rhythm, because eventually you will catch them up, unless they're the real quick ones. You'll see people in front of you come back to you, and you'll think, you went off too quickly. There's a little bit smug, but it's kind of like a bit tongue-in-cheek, because you think, there was I, I used to do things like that. And
You know, you perhaps set off running and you might be running 12 hours later and you're in a completely different, possibly in a different county. And it's just fantastic sort of seeing the sort of countryside sort of unravel in front of you. Occasionally there's sort of moments in really, really long races where I think, oh, that maybe knitting is a really attractive hobby.
And it started to hurt and I just wanted to stop. And occasionally I've stopped on the side of the road and just sat there for 5 minutes and then thought, no, I've got to keep going, got back up and carried on.
the cheering starts, and all of a sudden it's like you're being carried along. You can go that little bit quicker.
Next day it's a non-stop race, it's always against the clock. So the people who win it, they don't sleep at all. They just keep going and do it in about 2 and a bit days. So it's kind of really exciting because you really are challenging yourself and doing something which is way beyond anything you've ever done before.
When I crossed the line at the Stort 30, I cried. I'd never ran that far, and that sense of achievement of, oh my goodness, I've just ran all that distance. It's immense, and you can't stop smiling. And there's a cup of tea at the end as well.
Knowing at the end that there's something at the end for you, whether that's a piece of cake or a medal or a t-shirt or just a hug from your mum, you know you've got to get to the end, you can't stop there.
You know the finish line is perhaps just less than a mile ahead. You're kind of thinking mission accomplished, you know, I can do this now and enjoy that feeling at the end. I've probably done about 12 ultras now. Yeah, it was awful, it was horrendous. I vowed I'd never do another one. I'm a bit weird really, aren't I? I just like running.
I'm gonna run like a bullet from a gun, gun, gun.